Put your hearing aids in. That's all you have to do is put your fucking hearing aids in.
So today's a very special day for Meryl. Meryl's very excited. You're excited, Meryl?
I am.
And don't spoil the surprise yet, but basically the reason that Meryl's excited is because I bought her a ring. Now, we've been together, how long have we been together? 15 years or something?
Oh, a long time.
16 years, and this is the first time I've bought you a ring. Actually, we did buy that ring together in, what was it, Santorini or somewhere? We bought that, or was
Athens.
Athens, or was it Cairo, in the market in Cairo? We shared, we went half and half.
That's right.
So we went half and half on a ring, but this is the first time I've actually bought her a ring on my own, and she's about to see it for the first time now. So that's a very loving gesture. It's I haven't had a good look at it myself. So Meryl, go and have a look at your new ring. Very shiny. There it is. There's Meryl's new ring. It's a 53 tooth chain ring for her bike, for her e-bike. Now, what are you expecting to get from your new 53 tooth ring?
What am I expecting? This is not my helmet. Oh, it is. What am I expecting to go faster?
Right, because the old ring, which was about 46 tooth...
no, it was 48.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
With the electrical assistance, when you pedal to a certain speed, you can't pedal any faster.
No.
So you can't go across the ground any faster, and the maximum you were getting was, I don't know, 37, 38... 39.
Yeah.
But there was more room to go faster, but because you couldn't pedal any faster. So the idea is you put a bigger chain ring on, 53 tooth in this case, which we don't know exactly what the effect is going to be, but it should give you a few extra K. You might even go 40, 41, 42, we'll find out.
That would be great. Lucas shows me I'll feel the difference.
Yeah, all right, well, we'll find out. We'll talk about that later. So you're about to head off, go to the park now. I'm going to come and meet you later, and then we'll do some tests on the new ring on the bike. So hopefully...
What tests? Just to see how
just to see how much difference it makes, you know. All right.
See ya.
Okay.
Thank you.
So take care. I'll see you shortly.
Sounds good.
We'll make this a bit of a chat about our bikes as well.
Right.
So good luck with that, Meryl.
Sure, it will be awesome.
Okay, so just to finish off the story with the e-bikes for now, this is the old vehicle that we use to get around. Well, we still use it for long trips, but this is like, for those that are interested, it's a Yamaha MT-09 Tracer, 900cc, 3-cylinder, got the ABS brakes and tracking control and all that. Very comfortable. We still use it at the weekend for our shopping, because you can put the shopping in the pods in the back there and for longer trips. But we found that for shorter trips, around, say, 10 to 15k or less, these bikes actually are now better. You can go along bikeways and footpaths and miss traffic lights and traffic jams, and we can get around actually in less time. And of course, it's virtually free. I mean, the power is such a small cost for the power, it's virtually free. So we've got two different types of bikes here. We've actually got three bikes, the one that Meryl was riding, and these two. This is my new bike, and that one there is my old bike. Now, the old bike is the same as Meryl's. It's a hub drive. That means that the motor is in the hub in the back wheel there. It's a 500 watt motor, and the battery, which is about a 600 amp hour battery, good for about 50k of riding, with plenty of help. If you don't use the help so much, you'd probably get another 10 or 20k out of it, but 50k with a lot of help. That's the battery there. Now, this bike is actually made as an e-bike, so it's all sort of integrated like that, good to go. That's a 29-inch wheel. The one that Meryl just took off on is the brother of that one. These are Earth T-Rexes. Hers is a 27.5 inch, the one she's riding. This was my old one. Now, I upgraded to this bike, which is also a 27.5 inch, but this one has got a 500 watt motor, but my motor is a mid-drive motor in the middle there. And in this case, the motor is independent of the gearing, which means that even if the chain came off, you would still be able to use the motor to get around because it's not dependent on the gearing. In this case, the motor is actually connected to the gearing system, which means that you actually get better hill climbing with a mid-drive motor connected to the gearing, because just like in a car or a motorbike, you can put the gear down to a low gear and get better climbing up the hill. Also, this bike, it's a kit, which means that the motor's been added later on top of the bike, so you can use any kind of bike really, or most kinds of bikes, and add the motor to it. You just take the stuff out in the middle there and replace it with the motor, and so the back wheel and everything is the same. All the rest of it is just the same as a bike. It's a giant something or other, giant Talon or something, this thing, 27.5-inch wheels. Now the battery's in the middle here in this bag, in this triangular shaped bag. It's about twice the size of Merrill's battery. It's about a 1200 watt hour battery versus their 600 watt hour, but this motor's twice the size. It's a 1000 watt motor, so it all kind of equals out. Again, it's good for about 50 or 60k of riding with lots of assistance. So, we'll talk more about the bikes later when I meet up with Merrill, and we'll see if her new ring gives her any advantage. Okay, so we're on the bikeway to the city, and Merrill's about to test out her new 53 tooth ring that I lovingly bought for her to see if she gets more pace out of it. Man walking on the bikeway doesn't know the difference between the bikeway and the footpath. Happens all the time. Okay, we're coming up to where we get a good long straight run along by the river here. This should be a good test. Okay, so we're doing. How's it feel so far, Merrill? Does it feel much different?
I think it does actually. I can't, because I've done legs, I can't test the top speed.
Well, give it a good gun, put it on 6 power top gear and just go for a run, see how you go. Okay, off you go. Okay, 27, 31, 33, 34, 36, 38, 40, going about 40, 41, 42, 41, 39. So it looks like you still got plenty of pedal left, hey?
Yeah, I've got my legs.
40. So you're doing about 40. 37 now, yeah.
45.
It looks like if you had more strength, you've got more pedal room to spare, have you? That's the whole idea, yeah. So we're just going to stop here and have a look at the artwork. So it looks like you've got at least a couple more K. I saw you doing about 41, 42 at one stage.
According to me, I was going about 39 max.
Oh well, I was pacing with you and it was about 42. Now, this bit along here is an interesting spot for us because it's the main commute to and from the city, and people on their push bikes use this every night. Not very busy at the moment, but during peak hour they seem to see it as some sort of competitive racetrack, especially the skinny dudes in the lycras with the carbon fibre bikes and all that. They're very competitive, and some of them, not all of them, some of them get a little bit testy when a middle-aged woman on a gnarly mountain bike passes them at about 40k an hour, and they're on their little, $10,000 carbon fibre Right, now you've had a couple of experiences.
Yes, I have. I don't like them.
Well, the guy that followed you and worked out where you were, what's the story there?
Well, I passed him every Thursday night for a while, and then one day I passed him and he followed me. I have to go onto the road, so he stopped next to me at the lights, and he says, "Oh, so it is an electric bike?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, they go really fast. You're not supposed to go that fast on a push bike." And I said, "You fucking passed me." So what you should be saying is, "I'm so pleased to see you getting your fat ass off the couch and onto an e-bike. Good on you."
Now, is that the same guy that worked out through the tracking app?
Yeah, Strava, where I lived. He backtracked me because he and I had the same portion of track. He knew that he'd passed me, so the next time he saw me, he knew where I came from, which is a real problem with that app. People can stalk you by proxy because they can backtrack where you came from the app.
So he saw you not as just some other person making their way home on the bikeway, but some kind of competitive rival to his toxic masculinity or something.
Oh, he's a piece of shit. Honest to God, those fucktards in their lycra. What the fuck do they think they're doing?
We call them lycratards.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Lycratards.
And often as you go to pass them, they'll sense that someone's passing.
And they'll speed up.
And that's right. So they speed up and it gets harder and harder to pass them. And sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But then they pull back again.
If they pass you and stay in front of you, then they slow down so that you have to pull out and then they speed up again.
Yeah.
Morons.
Well, as I say, we call these people lycratards, but we don't want to tar all fit people in lycra that ride bikes because there are plenty, like your son, Alex, for example.
Alex
he would never do that.
No, he would not. He would be celebrating the fact that someone can pass him.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't get that very often. It seems to be you that gets that shit more often than anything.
Yeah, I often have to give somebody the one finger salute as I go past because they've given me a mouthful.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just part of the fun and trials and tribulations of e-biking. Now, we stopped here because this is an interesting spot. You see these pylons under here have got some interesting artwork on them.
The one way down?
Yeah, yeah.
The third one?
The third one, the brown one?
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all right. I just thought you were standing at the wrong angle.
No, I think I can see them all. Anyway, the thing is, there's a lot of places around, there's some more there, there's a lot of places around Brisbane that have got this interesting artwork under bridges and on the side of buildings. You can actually get a map that we had a look at that had maybe 50 or 60 spots like this. This is just one of them with interesting artwork.
Yeah.
And so the history behind this is that apparently this artwork was created by the Cirque du Soleil people when they came here.
About, 5 years ago?
Yeah, and like as a promotion to their Cirque du Soleil, and then as a kind of gift, I suppose, they said, well, we're going, but the artwork stays, you can do what you like with it. And the council decided it was good and they were going to keep it. So that's how that came about. But the other pieces around the place have all got different stories, different people have done them.
Yeah.
So we thought what we might do, and in fact you can put this in the comments down below if you like, we might dedicate a episode or two on actually sussing out this artwork, go around on our bikes and have a look at them and have a chat about them.
Absolutely amazing ones.
So if you think that's a good idea, put it in the comments and let us know, and we'll do that. So okay, so we'll go on into town today, and it's just a little bit further down the road, and that'll pretty much finish up our chat for today, I think. Okay, let's go on in. So you're happy with your ring anyway, hey?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Much more practical than a diamond ring, hey?
Oh, I like those too.
is one of the new complexes going up in Brisbane. There's 3 big towers here on the side of the old law courts. And we've got the new casino complex. It's going to be finished in a couple of years, just a bit further down the road there. Here we go. Beryl? Rain's not very convenient. So this is where we stop and hang out, probably our lunch. We're right in the middle of the city here. That's the old casino just there, the library, Queen Street Mall. Yeah, okay. So we might finish this vlog here. Oh, actually, no, there is one more thing I wanted to cover. Remember a couple of days ago, Meryl, we had a little chat at the lights. You probably don't remember. I might just tag that on the end as just a way to finish up our little light chat. Okay.
That's ages, yeah.
What's that?
It's ages.
An Asian?
Oh, for fuck's sake, put your hearing aids in.
What did you say?
It's ages yet.
Oh, right.
We get to go.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about Asians for, Lindsay.
That's just crazy. Put your hearing aids in. That's all you have to do is put your fucking hearing aids in.
So subscribe and subscribe and subscribe as much as you can.